Hello, hello. My name is Elizabeth Douglas. I'm a fourth year DO MPH student in Fort Worth. This is our poster on rapid cycle improvements in the hot zone of our COVID testing site. The site was set up by UNTHSC in partnership with the city, and it served as both a service to the community as well as a training ground and hands-on experience to learn quality improvement for our health professional students. Our aim was to ensure safe, efficient, effective COVID testing for patients, staff, and volunteers. Quick discussion of the hot zone. This is where the swabs were administered. Each lane had 3 people staffing it. There was a warm volunteer, the swabber, and the safety officer. The swabber handled the NP swabs. The warm volunteer handed test kits to the swabber, mediated hot and cool zones. The safety officer was solely focused on safety and preventing contamination during testing, donning, and doffing, kind of similar to a scrub tech, is what we referred to them as. Here are our PDSA cycles. We had 4 major improvements: installing a tent, standardizing training, adding a second lane, and then staggering that second lane opening time. The tent served to kind of make a physical barrier, make it harder for people just to wander in. We only had one accidental wander in. That was from a police officer responding to a security incident. It also decreased opportunities for the virus to spread outside the hot zone and provided shade for our 4 volunteers in full PPE. Over the course of 12 weeks, we had 305 positive tests and 0 cases among our 300-something volunteers. Our safety officer and warm zone volunteer training, we created a video for that, kind of standardized the testing and training for them, and that led to subjective improvements in both quality, confidence, and performance of the safety officers and volunteers that were working in those roles. And it was noted by the other people working around them that they had improved. We added a second lane, which doubled our capacity. Our single lane record was about 62 tests in 2 hours, and our double lane record was 112 for during the 2 hours. So our opening and closing times were actually the least busy, so we started staggering the opening and closing of the shifts. So our second lane would open about 30 minutes after, and the first lane would close about 30 minutes before the shift ended. This reduced time in PPE, which was scrubs, gown, booties, N95, the surgical mask, a face shield, a hairnet. So it was a lot of PPE, especially for Texas in May and June, and that time was reduced from 165 minutes to 120 minutes in PPE. We learned many logistical lessons in the hot zone, and since safety was a priority, we really documented our best practices for safety, which included making sure the car is in park so the patient doesn't accidentally stop on the gas or let off the brake, which has happened, but the car was in park, so no one got hurt. Safety officers are also crucial to both donning and doffing procedures to prevent contamination or safety breaches in PPE. Standardized training is also very important because we had over 300 volunteers and we needed to keep everybody on the same page. Briefs and debriefs were also used to encourage a culture of safety, teach QI vocabulary such as the Swiss cheese model was a common one, and to reinforce concepts of rapid cycle improvement.